Hi friends, my name is Jess and welcome back to my channel, Books Past Bedtime. In today's video, we are going to be doing a Christmas themed reading vlog. I am so excited for this video. I wanted to read some Christmas romances to get into the holiday spirit, maybe do some Christmas activities along the way, and just get ready for my favorite season of the year. So let's hop right into it. I hope this is a fun time. Just a little preview of what you can expect. I'm going to decorate my Christmas tree, wrap some presents. I think I'm gonna go see some Christmas lights. And then I do have 3 Christmas romances picked out that we are going to read in this vlog. The first of which is If Only in Our Dreams by Faye Quinn. This is the 3rd book in the Christmas Daddy series that Faye Quinn has put out a new book every, a new contemporary Christmas romance where one of the characters is a father. For the past 3 years, this is the 3rd book and I'm very excited to read it. It just came out. Another book that I am going to pick up in this vlog is Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake. I'm so excited to pick this one up. This is Ashley's newest book. It just came out, I think, in November or October, and it is a sapphic Christmas romance, second chance between 2 characters who were engaged to be married and one stood the other up at the altar, I think, and now they're being forced to spend Christmas together. I'm not quite sure why, but I think this all happened 5 years ago, and so this is going to be a second chance romance to see if they can get back together over the holiday season. Last but not least, I'm also planning to pick up Deck the Palms by Annabeth Albert. This is another new Christmas romance that just came out. It is an contemporary. It's also set in Hawaii, which is fun, kind of an unconventional Christmas following a Grumpy Sunshine pairing, also kind of a big city, small town sort of pairing. And I think one of the characters in this book is a dad also, and the other ends up being his kid's choir teacher or something. That's how they get connected. It kind of sounds like a fun holiday romance as well. Annabeth Albert has written quite a few Christmas romances, and I think I've read 1 or 2 before, and I have read other things by her as an author and I have enjoyed them, so I think that this one will be a hit as well. So that is the TBR, and let's go ahead and get into the vlog. But before I do, I did want to mention I have started If Only in Our Dreams by Faye Quinn. That's the first one I decided to pick up. It's really good so far. Like I said, we're following our 2 main characters, Ben and Robin. Ben is a dad who lives in a small town. He is a brother of 2 of the other love interests from the story. He meets Robin, who is the brother of Ben's brother-in-law, so everyone's kind of interconnected. Anyway, Robin is been on the road for many years. He is a musician. He was traveling with a band for a long time, but he kind of got burnt out, and so he decided to go home to spend the holidays with his brother and with his kid. That's when he meets Ben, and they're thrust together in all of these family holiday activities, and Robin is really longing for a connection, and Ben doesn't know if he's ready to have somebody in his life, but it's really cute so far. So basically it's kind of a friends to lovers situation. Ben is kind of seen as very grumpy, Robin is very sunshiny, and everyone is oh, Ben will never settle down, he's mean to everyone, he's got this cold wall up, but he's so sweet with Robin, which is so cute. I'm really enjoying the romance so far. I'm 50% into it, and we just got our first spicy scene. It's been a really good slow build progression, watching them become friends and then into their romance. I will say I was really blown away by the second book in this series. What is that one called? You Can Count on Me. I read that one last Christmas and I loved it. I thought it was incredible. I thought it was incredibly written. I loved the chemistry. I loved the banter. I loved the characters. And this one isn't living up to my remembrances of the second book, although I am really enjoying it, but it feels more like a 4-star book than a 5-star book. And I don't know if I just had some kind of personal connection to the one last year or if this one in the second half will reach those peaks. Either way, I'm excited to see. I'm having a really fun time with this one. I do think it's really well done and really cute, and I really like Ben and Robin and can't wait to see how everything ends up in the end, and they're really cute. So I'm excited to keep reading. It's definitely giving me all of the holiday vibes. They've already been sledding and they're in the snow, and Ben has these 2 little twin girls that are so funny and I love them, and I love how they love Robin, and it's just so cute and so heartwarming. So yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah, let's go ahead and decorate for Christmas because that's the first activity on our list. Hey, I finished If Only in Our Dreams by Faye Quinn. I really liked this one. I think that I'm gonna end up rating it 4 stars. I didn't like it as much as the second book in the series, but I still really loved it. I thought the romance between Ben and Robin was honestly just so stinking sweet, and I loved seeing their like relationship grow, and I loved seeing Robin's relationship with Ben's kiddos grow too. That was so sweet. And just the fact that like Robin could come to like understand that he deserves a family was so sweet, and Ben's like refusal to let Robin ever spend a Christmas alone again was just so adorable. I loved it so much. I don't know why the second book in the series spoke to me so much. I do think that like the writing of this one was like a little cringe sometimes, but it was still just really fun. I loved watching all of their Christmas dates, and there is kind of like a little, Robin has like a little holiday bucket list that they check off, which I thought was so cute and sweet, and I really liked the steamy scenes. I thought they were really well done. And overall, this was just like the perfect holiday romance to get me in the Christmas spirit, and I'm really glad I picked this one up, and I loved it. Like a really solid 4-star read. It's probably not going to be one of my favorites ever, but it was so perfect for this vlog at this time of year, and just all of like the warm fuzzy feelings. I really liked this one a lot. I don't know next what I'm gonna start, if I'm gonna start Make the Season Bright, or I know that I mentioned in the intro to this video that I was gonna read an Annabeth Albert Christmas book, but I feel like I kind of want something a little spicier. So this morning I added, I think it's called Revenge is the Only Thing I Want for Christmas by K.A. to my Kindle Unlimited this morning. So basically this is like a dark romance Christmas edition, and I think it's kind of like between a killer and the guy that he kills for, but he will only kill for him in exchange for keeping him, you know. So I think there's also some kind of Christmas bucket list in this book, or like Christmassy date, but also murder. I feel like this is kind of the vibe I'm gonna go for instead of the Annabeth Albert one. This is just more my speed, you know. Like I just kind of want a smutty, ridiculous dark romance to read in this vlog. This is a spicy Christmas romance vlog after all, so I think that might be the one that I start next, and when I do I will update you. So yeah, Merry Christmas, motherfuckers. Hello, I've done quite a bit of reading since I last spoke to you, so let's break it down. I did end up reading All I Want for Christmas is Revenge by K.A. This was pretty good. This was pretty spicy. It was pretty fun. I think I mentioned this in the last clip, but if not, I'll give you a quick rundown. This is a dark romance between Saint and Rowan. Saint is a hitman who does vigilante killing, so if people have been wronged, they hire Saint, and Saint kills the person that wronged them. And Saint sets his sights on Rowan. Saint finds this letter that Rowan wrote about how he wants to brutally murder the people that killed his family, and he's just kind of writing this as a like cathartic thing, but Saint is like, we're gonna make this happen. And so he stalks Rowan for a while and woos Rowan, and he's also just like, Rowan is the one, I want to have him for the rest of my life. So he ends up wooing Rowan, but Rowan is not stupid. Like after a bit realizes what's happening and tries to run away. Saint kidnaps him. Does convince him that this is what Rowan actually wants, that he wants to be with Saint forever if Saint can kill these 4 men for Rowan before Christmas. And so they come to this agreement that if Saint can do this before Christmas, then Rowan will be his forever. And it's just really ridiculous. Obviously, all fantasy, not something we want to happen in real life to me or anyone. It is just all in good fun, all in fiction. But that being said, I did like it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I did really like the romance between Rowan and Saint. Saint is just like a ridiculous human. Like the way his mind worked was just so ridiculous and funny. Like he very much is giving psycho killer. Just the way he thinks about things was so interesting. But he just loved Rowan so much. I do think that at times this got a little bit too dark for me. Like I tend to like my dark romances on the ridiculous side, and with like I like the murder vigilante killing type of thing, but I don't necessarily want any darkness to be in the relationship, and there was a little bit, but not too much for me, so it was okay. So yeah, I really liked this one. It was really hot. Honestly, could have done with a little bit more spice. Like I thought there was going to be a little bit more, especially like creative spice. That's okay. It was good. I really liked it. I think I'm gonna give it 3.5, 4 stars. A really fun, really spicy Christmas themed read. And it was Christmassy. They did like go on kind of Christmassy dates and make cookies, and like Saint loves to bake for some reason, and so they made like gingerbread cookies, and they stayed in this like decorated Christmas murder cabin in the woods. So it was just really ridiculous and a really fun time, and I did quite enjoy it. And then I've also started Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake, which is a totally different vibe than All I Want for Christmas is Revenge. This is Ashley Herring Blake's newest sapphic romance, and it is Christmassy. So in this book, we're following Brighton and Charlotte, and Brighton and Charlotte are childhood friends turned lovers, except on their wedding day, Brighton left Charlotte at the altar, and they haven't spoken since, until this Christmas, when they both get brought home by different friends to the same family Christmas. They see each other for the first time. Charlotte initially pretends that she doesn't know who Brighton is at all, because this is easier for her to deal with than dealing with the pain and explaining it to everyone. And I think she's doing it in part to protect Brighton, because Brighton's a bad guy here, you know? She left Charlotte at the altar. Although there definitely does seem to be more to it than that, and hopefully we'll get into it. I'm liking this so far. It's really interesting to me, like, how similar the plot is to The Pairing by Casey McQuiston, which I hated. Just the fact of, like, a second chance romance, like, leaving each other without explaining why, like, coming back together randomly so many years later. It's got that same framework, but I do definitely think I'm gonna like this one better than that one. At least I do so far. I am currently 150 pages in, so it's like 350, so I'm over a third of the way through. I don't know, I can't do that math right now. There's 200 pages left. I am enjoying it so far. I do think that Charlotte and Brighton as individual characters, slightly insufferable. They're very interesting people. Charlotte is very like buttoned up, straight and narrow, eyes on the prize, no fun allowed kind of person. And Brighton is kind of like flighty, and she's also a little bit whiny. Like I feel like she feels justified in her actions, which I'm not sure that I would ever feel justified in that action. Or we kind of just, right when I left off, learned a little bit more about like what was going on with her. I do think that she was justified in not wanting to get married, but not in leaving Charlotte at the altar and never speaking to her again. Pretty crazy work. So I'm definitely gonna need some more groveling, but there's definitely sparks between them still. I definitely am interested to see where they go and how they're gonna get back together, and it's very cute and Christmassy so far. They're also being forced by their friend's mom to participate in this like blind dating Christmas activity situation where it's called Two Turtle Doves, and it's all of the like singles sign up and they do these like Christmassy activities the few weeks leading up to Christmas, and so there's going to be a lot of like fun date like things happening. They just went horseback riding, situations like that. But so far it's cute, it's written well, I'm liking it, I'm enjoying it. It's feeling like a 3-4 star read right now, and if that's where we are, that's fine. It's got good vibes, it's really cute, so I'm excited to see where it ends up. And I am enjoying it, and I'll keep you posted. Yeah, so I think that this is probably going to be the last book we read in this vlog, but we're gonna do some Christmas in New York activities on Thursday, so that is the plan. We are gonna go do that now, and then we'll finish this book and I will be back with final thoughts. Hi friends, I look interesting. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that I finished Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake, and I liked it. I think that this was okay. I think I'm probably going to settle on a 3-star rating, which is kind of sad, but I feel like that's kind of in line with what I've been hearing from other people. The main problem with this book is the two main characters are pretty insufferable. This is a second chance romance between Charlotte and Brighton. We learn why they fell apart, why they didn't work out. Brighton left Charlotte at the altar so many years ago. Like, at the end of the story, they're both kind of at fault. Would I ever leave someone at the altar? No. Do I understand anyone who has ever left someone at the altar? No. But is Charlotte also an insufferable character and a really bad friend to everyone in the book who's trying to be a good friend to her? Yes. Did she also really not see Brighton in their relationship previously? Yes. And they kind of make similar mistakes again. Eventually, there's a happy ending. It was okay. Like, I enjoyed the process of reading it. I wasn't having a bad time. I liked all the Christmassy activities that they did. It really was a cute, like, fun holiday read, but I do think that it was also a little bit too serious. Like, I wanted it to be a little bit more fun. The friend drama was very draining to me. There's a lot of friend drama in this book. Like I mentioned, Charlotte, not a good friend to the people in her life, and she kind of has to learn that the hard way throughout the course of this book, and that was kind of a frustrating storyline to me. I don't know, I just wanted a happy, cute, Christmassy romance. I also wanted them to reconcile during their Christmas trip, and they didn't. I feel like it would have been like a more Christmassy, a more cozy book if they had just like reconciled, you know, at that point, but it stretches on past Christmas, which I didn't love as a Christmas romance book. And I think that that was kind of just the traditionally published, also just Ashley Herring Blake romance book formula, which is fine. Those were my main gripes with this book. I do think that I would have loved it had Charlotte and Brighton not been quite so insufferable as characters. And also, like, I've talked about this before, second chance romances are just really hard for me because personally, I'm a grudge holder. Like, I am gonna hold that shit against you forever. So it's hard for me to understand, like, why these characters would forgive each other. And like, I did see the chemistry between them, and I found this one easier to swallow. And I also appreciated that we had these conversations that needed to be had, and like, I could see the two of them working out long term despite their past sordid, slightly toxic history. Like, I can see how they've changed and grown as people and can move forward together and would be happy together. You know, it's just something that it's just not my favorite trope for those reasons. I just find it a bit difficult to read about. I want to be able to root for the characters the whole time throughout the story. And you know, it was just okay. It was a solid 3-star read. Like, it was fine. You know, it was fine. And I do kind of feel like that's a sad way to end this vlog, so we're not going to end this vlog. The other day when I was in New York, I also stopped by the Ripped Bodice in Brooklyn. I picked up The Nightmare Before Christmas by Sarah Rausch. Now, I've seen this book around, it's been getting a lot of buzz, and at first I was very much like, that sounds stupid. Like, I was being very much a Grinch about it. I was like, that sounds dumb. Like, I don't want to read a book like that. Basically, it's the Prince of Christmas and the Prince of Halloween have this rivalry and then also this romance, and there is like an arranged marriage with someone else thrown into the mix, and they're both supposed to be competing for her. She's like the princess of Easter or whatever, but they really are drawn to each other. I was like, that sounds stupid. Like, what do you mean the Prince of Christmas? The Prince of Halloween? That sounds dumb. Also, it was giving like Nightmare Before Christmas vibes, which is not me. I am not a Halloween person at all. Like, I don't like the holiday of Halloween, so that also was like not vibing with me. But then I've read so many really good reviews from people that I love and trust, like people that are my friends, people I look to for book recommendations here on YouTube. They're all loving this book, so I'm like, okay, maybe I'll pick it up. And so I did purchase it, and I actually have started it. I am currently 88 pages in at the moment. It's really good. I really like it. Basically, we're following Cole. Cole's our main character, and he is the prince and kind of the heir of the Christmas dynasty. And basically in this world, there is like a separate world from the normal world of like holidays. And there's all these royal families that hold the magic of bringing joy to people for the holidays. And basically, Cole's dad is Santa Claus for all intents and purposes, and Cole is going to be expected to take over this role in the future. His dad is very conniving, turning Christmas into a business, like all of this stuff, and Cole's like, doesn't seem right, like aren't we just supposed to bring joy and happiness to people? And his dad is starting to manipulate his life and has arranged him to be married to the Easter princess, Iris, who Cole and his brother, Chris, are really good friends with her, and his brother Chris actually is in love with Iris, and so Cole feels even worse about this whole situation because his dad has betrothed him to Iris. This hurts his brother, this hurts Iris, this hurts him. It's like just a messy situation, like why are we being used as pawns kind of thing. And when the Halloween court finds out about Christmas and Easter joining forces, they're like, whoa, hold on, you guys are gonna have too much power, this is not cool. So they send Hex, who is the Prince of Halloween, to also compete for Iris's hand to try and make that alliance instead, to like feel like they're being included. Ridiculous kind of situation happening, but for some reason it's really good. Like, it's not the best book I've ever read, but it's really fun. It's really campy, it's really fun. I really like Cole as a character. The chemistry between him and Hex, they've only had like 2 interactions so far with reading this book. The chemistry between them has been like palpable. Like on page, I'm like squealing, like I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it a lot. So I am glad I picked this up. I'm glad I was influenced so far. We'll see how I feel once I read more of it, but I was just like, I kind of want another Christmassy romance. I don't want this vlog to end yet. It is going to go up a little bit later than I was expecting, but that's okay. I'm going to finish this book probably tomorrow. I will update you with final thoughts and we will wrap this vlog up. Hello, I finished The Nightmare Before Kissmas, and I have to say this is the 5-star Christmas romance book that I was looking for and hoping for in this video, and so I'm so glad that I decided to read it. While the whole concept of like having these royal families that control the holidays was kind of goofy to me at first, the world that was created was honestly just really fun and so funny, so like happy and joyful and really cute, and it actually made like a really cool fantasy element because there was magic, there was royalty, there was like politicking happening, and so I find all those things really interesting in a fantasy book, and so to have like a fun campy version of them in this Christmas rom-com was honestly really fun and I really liked it. I'm really glad I didn't let my own prejudices keep me from reading this book because I had such a fun time. I really loved it. The romance also was so good. It had like all my favorite things, this like intense pining. They were just so in love with each other, and the things they said to each other were just so amazing. The chemistry, like I said in the last clip, was just palpable between the characters. Like I could feel it so hard. It was so good, and just the like, we can't be together brutality and ridiculousness of it all is just chef's kiss, holds so much tension, and it just builds and it just creates this like great romance that I just fall in love with, and I'm like flipping the pages to see what happens too. You know, I wanted them to be together so badly, and that is like what you want in a romance, obviously. And just all the Christmassy elements of it were so good as well, and so cute and cozy, and they were like ice skating. I mean, the whole book was set like in the North Pole, in the town of like Christmas basically, so it was just so cute and cozy. I really loved it, and it was so much fun. I'm so glad I read it, and I'm giving it 5 stars because it was a 5-star book for me. And so that is our Christmassy vlog. Today is Christmas, so if you're watching this today, Merry Christmas if you celebrate, Happy Holidays otherwise. I hope everyone is having a great, cozy family time, or if not, I'm sending you my love. I hope you're doing something that brings you joy. It brings me a lot of joy that you chose to watch this video, so thank you so much, and thank you for being here all year, whether this is your first video or if you've been here for a long time. I really appreciate you watching and being here. Thank you so much. I am so grateful for each and every person that has ever clicked on one of my videos. It just means a lot to me. This is my favorite hobby. I love doing this, and I am just so grateful all year round, but especially this time of year. If you're still craving some Christmas romance, I will have these books linked in the description. These are affiliate links. I earn a tiny commission if you purchase through them, no additional cost to you. No pressure, just there if you would like it. You can also follow me on all social media. Those links are in the description. Free ways to support this channel: subscribing to my channel if you're not already, or if this is your first time here, liking this video, leaving me a comment. Let me know how you're celebrating the holidays, or if you have read any good holiday romance books. I would love to know. Add them to my TBR for next year, or just anything else you want me to know. What are your goals for the new year? I would love to discuss that as well. I love hearing about everyone's goals. So yeah, I think that's everything for me today. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a happy holiday, and I will see you in the next one real soon. Bye.